What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad, and I am here to do a quick review for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Now, of course, this is directed by Tim Burton. We have Michael Keaton returning as Beetlejuice himself, Winona Ryder as Lydia, and of course, we have a newcomer, the legendary already, Jenna Ortega as Astrid. So it's been a while since we visited this world. I believe Beetlejuice came out in 1988. It is now 2024. Ah, man. Did it do it any justice? Was it worth coming back to this world? Did it get sullied? Or was it all worth it? You know, Tim Burton isn't a fan of part twos and sequels and whatnot. Well, I am here to say that I believe that it is a good addition to the franchise. Coming back to this world and knowing that Tim Burton and Michael Keaton kind of stood their ground when it came to the effects, as far as not using a bunch of CGI and green screen and actually doing practical effects. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I always advocate for practical. Like, the more practical effects, the better. It'll draw you in. And I felt like that was definitely one of the movie's biggest highlights, was the practical effects and what they were able to do with it. I was kind of fascinated by what they did do and interested to see how they would go in certain routes where I assumed that they would use CGI, but they still kind of stuck to their origins and did it justice. But I was pleased, man. Jenna Ortega as Lydia's daughter, Astrid, was a great addition. I like what they did with her character. And Catherine O'Hara as Delia. I think she almost stole the show a couple of times because she was absolutely hilarious in here. Beetlejuice was funny, but Delia was damn near still in the show. I was laughing out loud a couple of times. You had a couple of different storylines going on at once. You had something going on with Astrid, of course, something going on with Lydia, and even Beetlejuice had his own little side plot or side story. And I felt like if out of all three of them, I think Beetlejuice's side story kind of fell by the wayside, which is okay because it was the more interesting part. I felt like was what was going on with the dynamic between Lydia and Astrid. It was kind of interesting to see what they did with Beetlejuice, though. I think they revealed some stuff that we didn't know before. No spoilers, but yeah, they kind of touched on a little bit of history when it came to him, and I liked the way they explained some things. It wasn't super long. I think the runtime was necessary. I didn't feel like it was dragging on at all, and it was beautiful. Beautifully directed. Tim Burton, like I said, came back and did his thing. I had a great time with it. It was a little bit more, I feel like it was a little bit more PG-13 than the last one. They had a couple of scenes with some blood. I was like, okay, it took it far a little bit with that, but it's all right. Definitely a couple of jump scares in there, but it was necessary. There was a returning character that technically wasn't really a returning character. The father from the first one. Some things have transpired in his life, terrible things that allowed him not to return to the role. Very bad dude, but I like what they were able to do with his character and with his likeness. Because I was kind of like, peeking around the corner, like, are they gonna like kind of brush this under the rug, or are they gonna kind of address this? And they didn't hold back. They just went straight forward with it. And like I said, it wasn't awkward or anything like that. It was well explained, and actually it was pretty funny how they told his story. But other than that, all in all, I think Beetlejuice is a great addition to the franchise. Now, well, shit. Yeah, I guess it's a franchise because it had cartoons and stuff like that, and a bunch of other things going on with it, games. So, do I recommend it? I think I recommend it. I'm interested to see how the box office turns out. I know this first week is going to be very telling when it comes to that. I got high hopes, though. I think it'll do well. I think word of mouth and just pure nostalgia, it might do very well. Interesting that they didn't release it closer to Halloween, because I feel like this is something that would have went crazy around that time. I could be Wrong. I don't think anything crazy is dropping around Halloween. I could be wrong though, but I feel like they might have, fumbled the bag a little bit by not releasing this closer to Halloween. But either way, I had fun. So if I had to give it a rating, I'm gonna go ahead and give it. I'll give it a real dope movie. I give it a 7.5, really close to an 8. So yeah, I'll go a real dope movie. Like I said, I think the best part for me was the direction and the practical effects and what they were able to do with it. And seeing Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice, pretty hilarious. But definitely drop a comment below. Let me know your rating of the movie. If you're gonna check it out this weekend, and shit, if you liked it or didn't like it, let me know. Either way, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Make sure you guys give a shout out to the squad members. And, if you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, of course. And, we go live every week. So stay tuned. We'll probably talk a little bit more about this in spoilers next week. And yeah, appreciate you guys. And we are out. Peace.